Hello friends, let's take a look at Ethereum. Oh, what? I thought you've already done this episode, Rocky. Well, actually, let's take a look at Ethereum versus the Bitcoin. This is going to be a standalone episode for today. Just want to see how this goes, if people have got an interest in it, because I don't really talk about it very much on the show normally. And well, I thought if I put an episode out there, I'll be able to gauge sort of the how much people want to see this sort of thing in the future. So you can see I've got a Fibonacci drawn in here already, coming from this low over here, going up towards the most recentest of highs. It just seems to be going in just shy of those wicks there. If we just move up a little smidgen, there we go. And we can see that the 21 EMA is providing us a degree of confluence with this 236 over here. So should we see a pullback like we've seen here on the sort of the 28th of July, where we saw a fairly significant pullback in terms of percentage? Let's just get the measuring stick out for this one and see what was that. That was a 13% pullback. You know, just if we were to see another sort of 13% pullback, that would take us down towards these areas, as you can see overall there on that one, then you'd have the confluence of the 236 and the 21 EMA. You know, if we stay above them, bullish. If we go below them, bearish. 3 targets towards the downside then. If you want to have the 3 targets towards the downside on this one, you'd be looking at the 382, for instance, down there at 0.02835. The 50% Fibonacci line comes in there at 0.02618. And of course, then the golden pocket zone, we're going to call that between 0.02400 and 0.02342 on this particular Fibonacci, Mixnacci, Wachi. Great, thanks very much. I hope that you don't mind me using the word point. By the way, I never liked when I worked in the banking industry having to use the word spot. I was never a big fan of that, but I could do it if that's what you want. Maybe you find it easier to hear. So that would be, you know, the 0 spot 03104 price mark for that 236 Fibonacci retracement, if you would like to hear it that way around instead. But I don't like that. I prefer saying point. It's just how I am. And if I'm communicating with my own select audience and not some random person from Mellon on the bank or something like that on the telephone, then I can do what I like. What else are we looking at here in terms of this? Well, maybe, you know, there's the potential to ask questions about whether or not we've got some sort of symmetrical triangle showing up here on the RSI, which might be worth bearing in mind. If we did get a move here on this one, it could take us up to moving up even higher without any bearish divergence as well, just if we got the full measured move off the back of that. And if we got the full measured move off the back towards the downside, it could thrust us down into the bearish control zone and see a cascade downward into price action, you know, afterwards, if that were to be the case. Maybe something to be aware of over there on that one. And there's kind of other little ideas that you could look to in terms of just kind of keeping your eye out for things like the neutral line here, the middle line here on the stochastics, you know, moving below that area is going to be perceivably quite bearish. And of course, moving up above this area and going into this properly oversold territory up towards the top end, where we have only very rarely been. You know, but it does happen, and it does signify where the tops generally come in at as well. But if we're to push on a little bit more and do that, then perhaps we could see the prices going up to some higher price target. So I suppose you'd be interested in seeing what that is, other than, of course, knowing that the previous one, where the top of this Fibonacci retracement is drawn in at 0.035. Right now, of course, as the prices are 0.03356. Looking to the left, you can see that chimes fairly nicely with the last area of clear resistance towards the top side anyway. So I'm going to forgo putting in a horizontal line there, and instead look up to the next sort of clear area where we have these two tops coming in at there. I'll just kind of split the difference more or less on that one and stick a horizontal line in there for us. So push in there somewhere. That sort of fuzzy zone could be the next territory towards the top side if we do push past, and that would be looking at 3981. Of course, you could then push that boat out and say, you know, 0.04, but perhaps if you were to be less greedy on it and still look for this rather greedy target, then you could maybe, you know, forgo that last bit there on that one if you were. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, so don't take it as such. This is just me, a spirit guide, helping you along the way towards your financial goals. Great, fantastic. And you can hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that share button if you want to see more of these episodes, and let me know in the comments down below, because this, of course, is something which I could integrate on a daily basis into the Ethereum one. It just, I would need to see the demand for it from the world, and who knows if it's out there. If it is, you can let me know. I'm going to be taking the weekend off, I imagine, and focusing on me. So, but I'll still be around in the Discord, and you never know, I sometimes get tempted into doing an episode over the weekend anyway, so be sure to hit that bell button on your subscribey thing if you're interested in seeing that come up, if that happens over the weekend. Otherwise, I will see you on Monday. As ever, I've been Rocky Outcrop, youtube.com/Rocky Outcrop. Share it with your friends. You know they want to see it, they need to see it, you know that the value is right here. Don't be selfish and keep it all for yourself. You know, you can let your friends in on the good stuff too. If this were to turn around right at this point here, and you know, or some higher area, as we like to do, by the way, if you're new to the channel, then what we do is we often say goodbye and then stuck some extra value in as well, just to get people to know that they should stick right to the end of these videos, you know. Then I would be looking for my turnaround point to be coming in here at this particular price point of 0.03287, or actually I'd call it, you know, probably 0.03270 or 75, somewhere in that area where we saw our previous high at. You know, taking out that wick towards the downside would see, they know, the potential for us to come in here quite easily thereafter, and that's only just a short distance away. So, you know, that could also be an area where you might consider longing it from. Sure, if the prices turn around from just right at this point here, then an opportunity gone, but that's whenever the video will only be getting edited, exported, published, and all that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And what else is there in terms of value? No, there's nothing. I'm going to tune out now. That's good enough in terms of an episode. Doesn't need to get any more complicated than that. In the one of them, what? Oh no, it's not good enough. Sorry, one last thing that's missing. Just check out this here to this here, and check out this here, coming down the way towards that, and this coming down the way towards this one. And of course there on that, and of course there on that, just ever so slightly as well, is something that you might want to be aware of. See you next time.